Hello and welcome back to the Railwaymen Season 1, Episode 2. So in the first episode we kind of just talked about how we did some ground work on what this kind of let's play is going to be about, or this story going to be about. So essentially we just went through my thoughts on that and why we are playing with Crewe, starting with Crewe here. And what our goals are and whatnot with this beta save, which it is. Full game isn't out yet, so it's still in beta. But yeah, so talked a little bit about the team or the players in the team without me having done any deep dive into who they were and what they've done or who's gonna play and everything like that. It was more me getting a first look at the players we had in the team. Now I kind of done the legwork here and getting more knowledge and so forth, evaluating the squad. And with that, well, you know with the fucking title now that we didn't do much, but or we didn't do anything. So we have actually tried to sign a few players, but kind of we don't have any money, so we are just trying to go for players that are without contract. A few I kind of wanted to get on board on the team. Ultimately fell short of too high of a wage demand, essentially. Was one right back. Was looking at some goalkeepers, but ultimately we decided not to go forth on that. The players that went where the negotiations went furthest was one right wing back, a bit of a older gentleman, 34 years old, solid career behind him, would be good for us, I thought. But yeah, high wage demands ended up that not coming into fruition. Looked at some loans as well, but then again we have a lot of loan players in the squad, so decided against that. Looked a little bit on some wing players, as we have both our wingers injured for quite some time, or our main wingers, I should say. But decided against that as well because they will be back, and then we'll have some decent backups on those positions until they are back, or at least until Lancaster is back. I think our other winger is out with a broken leg or something, so he might miss half the season or something. Anyway, no transfers in as it stands right now, 19th of August, so there is still like 2 weeks of the transfer window. We've sent 2 younger players out on loan to our affiliate clubs, Björn Leek, Luca Moore, and Stan Danzig. In terms of other players that might leave, there's only one player really that's got bids on. It's been Lewis Billington. Lewis Billington actually has declared that he wanna run out his contract. I think his contract goes out at the end of the season, and then wanna take his career elsewhere. Same with James Connolly. I think there was someone else as well, but we have had quite a few players in on trials. as well. Right now we have Lewis Thomas, goalkeeper, and Matty Holness, right back. So we have looked at, especially with Billington. Well, they didn't say he want to run his contract out. He is so after the season he might leave anyway. So, but we had a bid on him. I think it was about 150k, 120k, I think it was. And I ensured him he would be sold if I got a bid around 200,000 euros on him. And we haven't heard much after that, so we'll see. That's kind of why I've been looking at replacements on right wing back. But for now, he's in the team, so, and has been playing. Well, they actually have played a full preseason and a few league games as well. I think it's 3 league games. And he started all of them, so. So we take a look at the team as it is. We can actually go into our tactics. And this is kind of how we play in possession. It's a 4-3-3 with 1 defensive midfielder and 2 central midfielders, 1 more box to box and more of playmaker in Powell. Sanders is our box to box and been very, very fruitful in that position. 2 wingers and probably our best player so far, like Emre Teşkel. I kind of went over him or Molt. Is a pretty toss up at the beginning of the season. I thought Teşkel is like 20 years old. Could probably get more out of him. Molt's quite old, don't move that well, and I decided to play a more of a deep lying forward, while Molt would have been more of a stationary kind of target man. So I want to get my striker involved more in the build-up play, if that makes sense. Which has been a very, very fruitful decision. So out of possession, we play more of a, well, it's pretty much the same. We just drop down a bit deeper with our wingers, comes down. Still having our central midfielder or our defensive midfielder sitting there. Sanders and Powell's in the same positions. We just get our wingers back a bit in the defense. So as we can see here, we decided on both as our main goalkeeper. Sam Waller is the backup, our loaned in goalkeeper. Billington has been our right back. A few options there. Jay Mingy can play there as well. Jay Mingy isn't our main. Here it's Mickey Demetrio, but he got injured against Stoke in the cup and out for about 1 to 2 months. So it's been Demetrio who is our skipper as well, and Connolly in central defense. Played well together. Vinny is also not our main left back or left wing back. It's actually been Hutchinson out there. As you can say, wing back in offense, out of position, come more to a fullback kind of deal. Our midfield 3 has been Thomas, a pretty solid defensive midfielder, and then Sanders and Powell in front of him. Sanders more of a box-to-box and Powell more of a creative midfielder, if that makes sense. Agios have been playing most of the games out on the left wing. On the right wing, it's been a mixture between Rankin and our loaned in player here, where we see O'Reilly. And Teshkil pretty much played all our games as a striker. And you will understand why when I go into his career here. Played 3 games, scored 7 goals so far this season. Like you know, all 3 appearances in the league, I think, like 7 goals. Player of the match, 2 of those games. So yeah, it's gonna take a lot for anyone to move him out of the starting 11. Like 19 years old as well, on loan from Stoke. He couldn't play against Stoke in the cup, obviously, because he has the contract states that he can't play against his club, so to speak. So this has been kind of our standard 11, because Tracy here, who probably will be our main man out on the left wing, started with him injured, badly fractured lower leg, so he's still out for 3 to 5 months. So he will miss more than half this season. He's probably back I would expect him back around New Year's, just after the January, February at some point. And on the other side, probably Lancaster is going to be our main right winger. And he's also out 3 to 6 weeks. So he'll slowly coming back. Same with Dimitrio, who got injured here. He wasn't injured when I took over, but both those were. So that will probably get into the 11 when they're available. Taberner is more of a backup, and he's out like 9 to 10 months, so torn ACL, so he won't be featuring in the team this year at all. Bogle probably backup more, out 6 weeks, 3 months, so that's fine. That's pretty much some big injuries, but at least Lancaster is on the way back. Agu's been doing well out here. On the left-hand side, decent anyway, 1 assist so far. Haven't gotten much from our wings anyway. More from Sanders and Powell, who's been solid in the middle. As you can see, Powell like a 750 average, 780 average rating, 2 goals and 3 assists in 3 games. And Mr. Sanders here has had 3 assists. So we've gotten some goal contributions from the middle of the park anyway, which is nice. Backups here, Golding, March, Lunt has been featuring a little bit. It's only 20, but a solid player to have if we need him. What else do we have? Holicek coming in from the bench when we need him as well. He's also just 20. A lot of youngsters. So yeah, Molt has had a few get subbed on very late in games, so he hasn't had much of a opportunity to get on the score sheet that much. But if we look at our schedule here, started off in July here and with a few friendlies against our against our affiliate clubs. First against, what is this, Kids Grow, 4-1 win. Goals by Rankin, Sanders, Powell, Agius. Win against Nantwich, is also an affiliate club. Goals by Powell and Connor Thomas. And then our last friendly, well, it's not our last friendly, but our last friendly against our affiliate club. It was against Leek Town. All these games away. Won this one 3-0. Goals by Connor Thomas, Emret Teshgel, and Kazaya Sterling. Was on, I think Kazaya Sterling was a trial player. And then we finished our preseason off at home against Reading. Reading was in League 1. Yeah, League 1. Which we lost 1-0, was it? Yeah, 1-0. Until we went into August. Played 4 games, 3 games in the league. We actually won all of them. I thought we definitely wasn't going to win our first game, which was against a very strong Salford side away from home. But a pretty decent game from us, where Teshgel started to show why he should be our main man with 2 goals right off the bat. Salford probably should have gotten something out of this game. According to XG, they had like 145 with 0.88, 14-18 shots, 8-4 on target, 54-46 possession. What else do we have here? Clear cut chances, 1-1. Advanced stats. He had a few more passes in the final third. A few more progressive passes as well. So yeah. They probably should have gotten something more out of that game, but they didn't. Man of the match for us, obviously, Emret Teshgel with his both goals. Can I look at the goals here? Yeah, can look at the goals. No, I didn't want to go to my match, like, you know. I wanted to watch the goals. Well, at least our goals, I suppose. We did score 1 and 2-0. So. So yeah, we are playing Blackish. Very bad defending on that goal. He just whips it in and he's in there. Here we see Billington. Sandy's a lot coming up from his wing back position and just running against people. And then they scored on a penalty. So yeah. And then after that, let's see here. Didn't want to go into the calendar necessarily. Here, schedule. So yeah, a good away win against Salford. And then we were up against Accrington. So probably pretty... Yeah, they're in the bottom. They're in the deep shit, 22nd place. And we had a really good game against them here, like 19-18 shots, 11-4 on target, 2 XG, scored 3. So average rating for us 732. And final third passes, they had 94, they had 45. Key stats: 19 shots, 11 on target, 2 in XG, clear catch chances, actually 2-2 on the corners, 8-1. Possession 65-35. So yeah, it's pretty easy today. The Max Sanders was the man of the match here for us. Or, yeah, in the game. Their best was Devin Matthews, who had like 6.90. Sanders had 8.30. So, what did Sanders do in this game? He had an assist. Powell had a goal and an assist and didn't reach Sanders' 8.3 with his 8.1. But they did run this midfield in this game. So we take a look at the goals. So we had a goal in the 6th minute from Emre Teskil again. Then Jack Powell scored just after half time. And Teskil then did seal it late on in the 79th. Let's take a look at the goals, shall we? Agius on the wing. Good overlap. Sanders gets the ball, just finds Emre Teskil in there. A pretty easy finish for him. Sanders to Agius. Just whips it over to O'Reilly. Finds Powell in the box, and he can just take it home. Demetrio. Sanders finds Powell. Powell finds Teskil and just whips it. Top bins, baby. So yeah, really good game from us. Really well-deserved win as well, I would say. And then we had a pretty tough Carabao Cup game against Stoke away, which we lost, obviously. Stoke is in Championship, we're in League 2, away from home. What are their other mid-table Skybet Championship? But still, a tough game for us. So let's take a look at it. 15-6 in shots, 6-4 on target, massively over us in XG. So yeah, this was never gonna be a win for us. Play pretty badly. Couldn't get anything going really here in this game, so it is what it is, I suppose. And then our last game here was a really interesting game against Crawley at home. Like 5-3, playing tennis over here on Mornflake Stadium. So they scored right off the kickoff, really, in the 3rd minute. Before we scored 2 goals in a minute. 14th by Powell and 15th by Teskil. And then nothing else happened in the first half. The second half, 59th and 60th minute, so goals coming. It's like the fucking FIFA bug or the EAFC old bug when you can just score off the kickoff all the time. So they scored 59 and 60th to make this 3-2. Teskil made it 3-3. Actually hat-tricked in this game, so you know. Yeah, he's been absolutely unreal for us these 3 first games. it's gonna hurt us when he goes back to Stoke. Well, we have him for the full season, so we'll see if we can sign him after the season. I mean, Stoke would probably want to have him if he keeps producing like this, but he made it 3-3 in the 68th. Then Golding, our central defender, came on, scored, made his 4-3, and then Teskill then sealed the deal in the 83rd minute with his 5-3 goal. Sanders with 2 assists, Powell with 1 assist. So we can take a look at the goals. So it's going to be their goal first. Mukwena, I think. No, Scott, so yeah. Billington finds Rankin in the box, finds Thomas. Thomas finds Sanders. Sanders finds a very open Jack Powell just in front of goal. Powell with a very nice forward pass to Emre Teskill, who just has to finish to do there. He does that without problems. And then they're going to score back-to-back here to make this 2-3. 2-2 first, obviously, and then 2-3 now. Not great defending there. And then we have 3-3 here. Sanders gets the ball. So been a lot of that, like you just played it on the ground, and Teskill is always there. And there's a nice corner and a nice header by Golding. Keeper should probably do better. There is the clinching goal by Teskill. Another just ball in from the side. No high whipped crosses. It's just on the ground and just plant your foot and it's a goal. So that's the games we have been playing. And I don't think we will do much on the transfer market. I'm pretty happy with the squad we have, to be quite honest with you. If we take a look at the schedule here, which we have coming up, so we now have Fleetwood away. It's probably going to be a quite tough game. Fleetwood is 7th, and we are playing them away. So that might be a tough game. And then we actually have 2 away games. We're also going up to Gillingham, who hasn't really... I thought they were going to be like flying this season, but so far they haven't been flying that much. 14th place. We actually have 3 teams that are full pointers so far. It's Chesterfield, Barnet, and us. MK Dons probably favored to win the whole thing. Walsall should probably be up there together with Grimsby. Salford probably will be flying. Be a tough team to beat later on. I think Bristol Rovers will advance in the league. Those are probably the teams that I think will be up there. So let's see if we have any, like, if I can see season preview. Yeah. So according to odds, MK Dons first, Salford, Chesterfield, Bristol Rovers. Actually, the odds put Walsall pretty far down. Gillingham as well, yeah. Fair enough. It's hard to say of the 3 games because we don't really know what's going to happen. Give it to, like, I say give it to 10-ish games and then we can kind of get a little bit of a knowledge on where everything is going in this league. 3 straight wins, sure. Then again, Liverpool also had 3 straight wins in the beginning of the season, and look at them now. So, as we say here in Sweden, the ball is around. Essentially means you never know what happens. Anything can happen. Then we are at home against Swindon, who's been solid, 5th place. It might also be a tough game. Then in September, we are going in the Virtu Trophy against Burton at home, who are in League One. So that might not be the easiest task. In the league, we have Colchester, JobServe Community Stadium. We have Barnet at home at Mornflake Stadium. We have Barrow away at the SO Legal Stadium. Then we have going to Nottingham, to Notts County. No, they are coming here actually. It's a home game. So next episode will probably be these 3 games in August and the September games. So we are looking at 8-game kind of stint for the next one. I kind of want to get some games under my belt before I did this episode and kind of try to evaluate the team in a more, what should I say, more of a competitive gaming kind of setting or competitive matches to kind of evaluate the team and if I wanted to do something to kind of get the knowledge of the team and get to know the team better and know what I need to do, blah, blah, blah. So I could kind of talk about it. Easier to do that with competitive matches than in friendly. I'm not making any sense here, but that's fine. So essentially, I wanted to get a few competitive matches and not just the preseason games before I did this episode to kind of know what I want to do with the team. I'm pretty positive we don't really need to go too much into the transfer market if we really can't get what we really want. I'm not gonna just grab players because we can, because I'm pretty happy with the structure of the squad right now. So, but then again, if something interesting turns up, I will definitely look into it. But for now, I'm pretty happy with the squad. So the next episode then will be Fleetwood, Gillingham, Swindon, the Virtu Trophy game, and then the September League games as well. So 8 games next episode. So thank you for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.